Hi students, this is Professor Meekum. This is your first day of class, let's see what's going on presentation. So I've been working at Lone Star for 3 years now. I graduated from BYU with my undergrad and ASU with my master's. The one from ASU was an online course, so I kind of know the student side of this too. I have 5 kids. These are them. This is my lovely husband. He works in an oil company. I just took up the guitar, so I do that sometimes when I'm not doing schooling or taking care of these kiddos. I go on walks, I read, I paint. I do none of that because I'm so busy, but I like to do that when I can. And you probably can't see this, but there's a board game back here. Here, I'll move it. There you go. There's a board game. That's what I do with my family sometimes when we're bored. All right, so that's me. This is the class. The class is composition and rhetoric. So composition is like how to put words together. And this is a class that's been going on, or this type of class has been happening since colleges have been a thing. Students came into colleges and professors started saying, hey, this is not the writing I expected from these students. So they instituted this kind of a class to show students what the writing expectations were in college, and that's still the case. This is a kind of specific way that you write, or there is a kind of, there is a specific way that you write in college, and that's what we're going to teach you in this class. The second part of the title is rhetoric. So this goes back to Aristotle, who believed that writers had a direct relationship between the message they wanted to convey and their audience. Rhetoric refers to the art of persuasive writing or speaking. So you're going to, throughout your life, have a message that you want to convey to a certain audience. Maybe that's like a proposal to a future spouse. Hey, you really should take a chance on me, right? Maybe that's a memo to some colleagues. Hey, I really think we should put this policy forward, right? Maybe that's even a text to a friend. I really want to eat at this taco place on Friday, right? But there's a lot of situations where you're going to want to persuade an audience to do a certain thing. So that's what we learn in 1301, how to do that effectively. So I really just have 2 rules. Let's see if I can can't quite see these. One is be responsible, so kind of do your part, and the second is be kind, so other people can do their parts, right? I'm not going to be okay with, unkind words, stereotypical type things. Be respectful of people's cultures, their opinions, their perspectives, and also know that your part is very important in this, so be responsible. All right, my teaching philosophy is that I want to empower you with the power of writing. I'm going to try and pay attention to you individually, create learning experiences that help you learn, model good writing skills, and bad writing skills I won't say bad writing skills, but writing skills in process. So sometimes I will have like, this is a great model of writing. Sometimes I'll have, this is a not so great, rough draft or something, right? Or a not so great article, or things like that, because I want you to see that writing kind of goes through processes. In fact, I'll show some of my rough drafts and things like that, some things that you'll want to edit, to show you that, it's not always as pretty as we see it sometimes in the public forum, that sometimes writing is a bit messy. And if your writing is messy, that's okay. I take my job as your teacher very seriously. I try to put in the necessary amount of time into lessons and presentations like this and gathering materials. I try to give you individual feedback. In fact, I will give you individual feedback on every paper. If you don't see it, please let me know. I see myself a little bit as a sous chef. So I'm gathering all the necessary ingredients for you to learn, but it's going to ultimately be your responsibility to put it all together. So your part, you're going to need to put in the necessary time, right? I have lots of learning materials on here, my feedback, all that I hope is helpful. You're going to get what you put into the learning materials. I can't teach you everything, nor should you even want that, right? Like I have a limited perspective. So the more you can seek out other people's learning, certainly the things that you learn in the textbook, even other resources that you run into, I would encourage you to do that because you're going to learn more from that. So you have my learning with my presentations and things, and then you have the learning you get from that, but also the learning you get from learning resources, okay? I'm getting this a little confused. Okay, so along with that, you can learn great things from your mistakes when you aren't busy denying them. I'm not going to say that you're coming in here not knowing how to write, but I am saying that if you think you know everything about writing, and you're going to have a hard time learning more. If you feel like when you get feedback on papers, you're just focused on the grade and not, the feedback I give you, you're not going to learn as much. So I just encourage you to approach it with a measure of humility of like, you're coming in here to learn. And some of that learning might come from, great, you did a good job, and some might come from, maybe work on this, right? I try to do both, share both with love, but I have to share both for you to become a better writer. And it hopefully goes without saying that you're not going to learn anything if you don't do your part at all. If you don't do your own work, if you're using ChatGPT, if you're using your cousin Bob, whatever it is, somebody else is doing your work, buying a paper, you're not going to learn. And that's going to be unfortunate because you're going to come to a place sometime in your future life where you're like, I wish I had learned how to write because I really need it. You're putting in the time, or some of the time, you're putting in the money. Make sure you learn, right? That also, I guess I'll just say as a caveat too, I do know what AI writing looks like, and I can usually spot it a mile away. I know, can find out plagiarism. You're not going to be happy if you do that because it is clear to find out. So that's just a caution to you as well. All right. So recently I ran into the statistic about college graduates. Nationwide, about 60% of people who enter college graduate within 4 years. Not sure what this statistic totally is. It's a little bit lower than I thought though. For community colleges, that's 30%. I don't know how much that takes into, account people transferring and things like that. But I do bring this out to say college can be hard. It can be hard to pass classes, and I want everybody to be one of the 30%. I want everyone in this class to be able to feel like they have the help and support they need to be successful. So I do have deadlines. I am pretty strict on those. I do have expectations for you as far as doing your own work and your own reading and things like that. But I also want to bring in the human element. I know that life happens sometimes, right? So when life happens, first of all, I would encourage you to think about what that could be. What's going to come in that's going to make it hard for you to pass your classes, specifically this class, and come up with a plan. The best plan I know of is just to keep on top of your work before that happens, okay? But when it happens, please contact me. Let me know. You don't have to go into details, but just a general idea. If you have a paper that's due, know that I give all students a 7-day late pass, which means that you can turn in the paper a week later and just write 7-day late pass on it, and you won't get a penalty, okay? If it's another homework assignment, I will take those later, but I don't, you get whatever the penalty that gives you a B grade. I won't let you get an A on that. Now, some things that I am kind of strict on are discussion boards and quizzes, because discussion boards are a time-sensitive thing. I have to have so many people post, and then so many people respond, or it doesn't really work. So I will allow you to do a discussion board, meaning like just email me a discussion board one time, okay? Other than that, you should always get those in on time. For quizzes, same thing. I will allow you one quiz where you didn't get it in on time. The rest of them, I expect you to be getting them in weekly. Quizzes, it's not necessarily that it's time sensitive and that other people are waiting for you, but it's time sensitive in that you have to understand this material in order to do whatever comes next, the homework or whatever, okay? All right, use your resources as part of that. So we have the Writing Center. It is absolutely okay to go to them. I would get set up with them right away. You have to join a class. There should be some information on the assignment this week that tells you how to do that. But I would always turn your papers into the Writing Center. They'll always give you good feedback and help you get a better grade. There are online tutors. There's none directly embedded in this class, but that should be easy to find as well. I mean, the Writing Center is tutors though. So the library, OTS is the technology specialist people, super helpful. Just as a caveat, I am not a technology person. I know like 3 things. So you could certainly reach out to me, but I will probably send you to OTS. If you are having an issue with being able to eat or afford internet connection or something like that, Communities in Schools is a great program or organization to reach out to. They are on my syllabus along with all these other organizations too. So just look for them on my syllabus. Disability Services, if you need an accommodation, if you can reach out to them, usually there's some things that they can do to help you. WebEx, I have no idea why I put WebEx on here. Okay, but we do sometimes use it. I guess maybe I'm saying that reach out to me. I do have conference. I don't have like a set conference time, but I will conference with students. So just send me an email and say, hey, can we meet? I need to talk about this, whatever. And I'm happy to do so. So. Okay, that's it. Welcome to class. I hope you are successful. I am looking forward to having you as a student this semester. Please reach out if you have any questions. And yeah, have a great day.